Hello, everybody. My name is Richard. I am here for the first test episode of what I am calling Together is a Great Place to Be. There's a sign hanging up above us that you cannot see right now. One of the things that I'm going to need to do is to get a wide angle lens for this camera so that you can see all of the area. But this is what I call a test run. I have set up a backdrop, and it is fall. It is September, and the year 2024, by the way. And I have several backdrops to use. This one, of course, is fall. I have two that will be Christmas themed. One is of the manger, and one is of Santa. And of course, I have my interviewer over here, Mr. Scarecrow, who is in the seat. You may or may not be able to see it, but there's a sign hanging over him that says Man Cave. Technically, this is not a man cave. This is a we cave. It is mine and my partner's cave. But for the sake of argument, we're going to call it the Man Cave. We have a thing up in the corner that you probably cannot see. It said, gather ye. We have this thing here at the top again. The sign says, Together is a great place to be. Why is it called Together is a great place to be? Well, we're in an RV, just in case you didn't know that. The idea of this show is to travel some. Now, some shows and some episodes will be shot here and on the location of Guardian's Heart Films, and then some episodes will be shot as we are traveling around from place to place, visiting different places and talking about them and our experiences there. But that is not all this show is about. I tell you, for quite a while, I wanted to do a show now on things people see that they may be afraid to talk about. Well, Richard, what do you mean? Well, a lot of people have told me from my past that they have seen spirits, ghosts, spirits of people they used to know, such as fathers, grandfathers, so forth and so on. And I'm going to share some of those stories, not naming names, but share some of those stories of what other people have told me and I am passing down to you. But we won't do that this episode. This episode is just to let you see the studio that is Guardian's Heart Films. This has been a dream of mine for so long, and I will tell you that part of that dream had me looking at places to rent to do this venture at. And I've looked at offices and places, and I have looked and looked and looked. And it just so happened that, well, let me back up a second. One of the things that I thought was very interesting is me and my lady. We researched buying a camper for some time. Now you hear the raindrops on top of the camper. We're in a camper. If it's raining really good, you can hear it really loudly. That's just one thing to tell you. Hey, we are truly in a camper. I am truly in a camper. Me and my friend over here. But we had looked at buying a camper for so long, and I had looked at all different possibilities. I had looked at buying a camper for the back of my truck. I had looked at buying a bigger truck that could pull a bigger camper, that could even pull a fifth wheel one day. All these things I looked at, and something inside of me was curious. I wanted to know, just for comparison's sake, I think, more than anything. But, you know, the thing is, you don't know what you have until you've seen a lot of other things and can appreciate what you have. we were very fortunate to have some good friends who had this RV up for sale. They were trying to get rid of it, and they gave us first shot at it and asked us if we wanted to buy it. And I'm very thankful for this. Number one, because I have told these folks my story of how I want to travel around, talking to people, interviewing people sitting right there, talking about what they do, and their nonprofits and everything that goes on with their nonprofits, and just talk to people and share their story of helping others and doing what they believe God has in store in their life for them to do. I will almost go as far as to say doing God's will in their life. Now, I don't know for sure if that's God's will. Only God knows, and only they know. But give them the benefit of the doubt. So, when the opportunity came up to buy this RV, I went and took a look at it, and of course, I was blown away. This RV could have been sold for a lot more than they asked for, but these are good Christian folks who knew that I had big plans and big hopes and big dreams, and saw that their RV would fit that hope and dream perfectly. And you could call it listening to God and doing what God instructed them to do. You could call it a lot of things, and I'm just thankful that they listened. So we've got this RV now, and I will be honest, I had to go into debt to buy it, but it's okay. It's all part of God's plan. And there's one thing I've learned about life and about doing God's will in your life. It's that it's God's timing that matters. You can want, you can plan, you can budget, you can do all this stuff, and all that stuff is very important. Don't get me wrong. But when God wants it to happen, it will happen. And that is the greatest feeling you will ever feel, is knowing that what you're doing is God's plan for your life. Part of the issue is you have to be willing to listen. You know, God can talk to you all day long, but if you're not listening, if you're not paying attention, if you're not talking back to God, if you're not praying, if you're not doing what it takes to serve God, then you may not hear the plan He has in store for you. Don't be so bent up on what you think you need to do that you forget to look at what God has in store for your life. So I'm very thankful to God. I give thanks to God. I give thanks to my friends who sold us this RV. And I give thanks to just God giving me the patience, because I would look at things out of curiosity, and something inside with me go, no, Richard, just wait. God's got a plan. Richard, just wait. And so thankfully I did listen, and I waited some. I ain't gonna lie, I did try a few times, and God shut it down. He shut the door. He said, nope, that ain't what I got in plan for your life. I got something better for you. Just be patient, Richard. So anyway, I wanted to share that story with you. I wanted to talk about a little bit about what these episodes are going to talk about. There will be times when I'll be sitting here like this, just talking to you, the viewer. There may be times in the future where I have someone besides my Scarecrow friend sitting over here talking to me back, and me asking them questions about their nonprofit and what they do to help others. And then there may be times when we go somewhere and travel, and we take the pictures that we've taken while we're out traveling, place them on videos that you will watch of me talking with my love of my life. Don't tell her I said that. And talking about what we're doing. I'm just kidding. You gotta understand, I'm a very sarcastic person. I like to joke and I like to pick. And for those people that don't know me may not get my sarcasm, but it's okay. And we're just going to do what it is we believe God is in store for our lives. I'm very grateful at this point in my life where I don't have to work quite as hard as I used to. I don't have to work 40, 50 hours a week. I can cut back to 20, 30 hours a week, 20, 25 hours a week. Work part-time, have a couple of days off during the week to go out and do these things. And just take the time to not only listen and talk with God, but to get a chance to do some of the things I believe God has in store for me to do. That's all for right now. I wanted to make this really short video showing the backdrop here. Of course, this is the fall backdrop again. I got some Christmas ones for later on. I got to do a few more things to this backdrop to make it look a little prettier, but this is the setup for now. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I hope you will follow my YouTube channel, Guardian's Heart Films, and subscribe to it so that you can see all the new videos that come in the future to this YouTube video. For now, I have a saying, and I say it at the end of every video, or at least I try to, and that is, hug someone you love today. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.